Hello guys, and welcome to another book video. I have not filmed a book video in a very long time. I have two giant stacks of books here. Here is all the books that I am hauling, but I'm also going to do a little bit of an unhaul with you. I have all of my books. You can see they're standing this way now. I have them standing this way, but I need to make room for all of these new books. So here in the shelves above are all my physical TBR. And I was like, you know what? I used to have this mindset that I needed to keep every single book I've ever read, and I grew up. I don't need to keep books that I did not like and I would not recommend. So I'm just gonna quickly go over with you guys all of the books that I will be donating, probably just to the little free library in my neighborhood. The first one is Shipped by Angie Hockman. This book was really boring. It's a romance. Did not like it. The next is The Holiday Swap. Push these over a little. The Holiday Swap by Maggie Knox. This is about two identical twin sisters that switch places during the Christmas time. It literally reminded me very much so of The Princess Switch on Netflix. Dorothy Must Die by Danielle Page. This is a twisted story on the Wizard of Oz where Dorothy is the bad guy. Sounded very interesting, but this book was really long. It was almost 500 pages, and it left it on a cliffhanger, and I did not care to buy the next book because it was not interesting enough. So that's gotta go. This book I have not read, and this is A Sin Such as This by Ellen Hopkins. Ellen Hopkins is one of my favorite writers, but I prefer more these books that she writes, the more chunky poem books. And this book just gives me this one and another one. I don't remember which one this one I have. I think this is the one I tried to read. It is Love Lies Beneath. They're both more sexy and steamy, which is fine if that's your thing. It's just simply not my thing, and I've learned that I don't even really like romance. So those are gonna go. I have New Year's Kiss by Lee Matthews. This book was really short. It was a cute New Year's read about Tess and Christopher who meet up in a lobby of a ski resort, but I would not recommend it. As well as this one, which was Christmas as We Know It by Sarah Sutton. I don't even really remember this one, honestly, so I was gotta go. There was a couple of Christmas ones that I really remembered. This is a really good Christmas one that I recommend, A Season of Second Chances. That one was so cute. And this one, There's Something About Mary. These are the two that I kept in the collection that I enjoyed. Next is The No Show by Beth O'Leary. I don't think I like Beth O'Leary's writing. This book was really hard to follow, very confusing, not good in my opinion. Then this is All I Want for Christmas by Wendy Logia. This again was very YA. I did not enjoy it. This one is, I literally bought for the cover. It's called Funny You Should Ask. I hated this book. It was a then and now type of book about a girl who interviews high profile celebrities, and they have a night together and she falls in love, and they never see each other again. Did not like it. This is another Christmas book I did not like, and this one involved a Christmas ghost, and it was corny in my opinion. And then the final one I'm getting rid of is Blame It on the Mistletoe by Beth Gerard, and it's a socialite and another gal switch places. Again, corncob. So that is the books that I'm unhauling. A lot of Christmas books. All of the Christmas books is what got me into a really bad reading slump, and I did not read for months. So I think that warrants most of them leaving in the collection. So those are gonna have to go. Let me get a drink, and then I will go into the actual haul. Okay, so I have this giant stack of books. Some of them are from Half Price Books, some of them are from Barnes & Noble, and then some of them are from my bestie pal Andrea. She went through a time where she thought she liked romance, she thought she liked mystery, she thought she liked thriller. Turns out she mainly just likes fantasy. So she was like, if you want to look through the books upstairs, take whatever you want. I probably won't read literally any of it unless you say I really should, and then I still probably won't read it. So I was like, okay. So I think the first bit here is all books that I took from her. The first one is The Silent Patient by Alex Michaelides. Very popular book. It is a thriller. And it says, Alicia shoots her husband 5 times in the face and then never speaks another word. And she refuses to talk or have any kind of explanation. And she's being interviewed by a criminal psychotherapist. That sounds so freaking good. So we got that one, as well as Alice Feeney, Rock, Paper, Scissors. I've heard a ton of people. 10 years of marriage, 10 years of secrets, and an anniversary they will never forget. Think you know the person you married. Think again. Sounds very interesting. Next, this is the one romance I borrowed from her, and it is called Practice Makes Perfect by Sarah Adams, because one of those books that I showed, or no, that was not a Christmas book. One of the romances I did keep is a Sarah Adams book called When in Rome, and I really enjoyed her writing, so decided to keep it. It's another one I borrowed from her, and this one is called The Thursday Murder Club. Don't trust anyone, including the 4 something that I can't read. In a peaceful retirement village, 4 unlikely friends meet weekly in the Jigsaw Room to discuss unsolved crimes together and call themselves the Thursday Murder Club. When a local developer is found dead with a mysterious photograph left next to the body, the friends suddenly find themselves in the middle of their first live case. They might be senior citizens, but they are cleverer than most. So I think that's so fun. They're like old people. Next, I borrowed Bunny by Mona Awad. I have no idea what this is about. I'm pretty sure it's about like a school. The popular girls call themselves like the Bunnies. A scholarship student who prefers the company of her dark imagination to the most people, Samantha Heather McKay, is utterly repelled when the rest of her graduate fiction writing cohort at New England's elite Warren University, a clique of unbearingly call each other the Bunny. And then she is invited to join the Bunnies. So soon her friendships with Ava and the Bunnies will be brought to a deadly collision. So I have no idea, but the cover of that's so pretty. So I think those are possibly all of them. No, this one also I borrowed from Andrea. And it is called The Woman in the Window by A.J. Finn. It isn't paranormal if it's actually happening. Anna Fox lives alone in a recluse in her New York City home, unable to venture outside. She spends her days drinking wine, watching movies, recalling happier times, and spying on the neighbors. Then the Russells move into the house across the way, a father, a mother, and a teenage son, the perfect family. But when Anna, gazing out her window one night, sees something she shouldn't, her heart begins to crumble. And its shocking secrets are laid bare. What is real? What is imagined? Who is in danger? Who is in control? Nothing is what it seems. So that sounds interesting. And then I picked up 6 books at Barnes & Noble. I picked up 3 Lisa Jewels. I do have one of her books that I have read, and I gave it a 5-star. And it is, what was that one called? Then She Was Gone. And then I also have from Book of the Month, which I do have my Book of the Month linked down below. If you want to sign up, then you will use my link, and then I'll get a credit, and you will pick your book. I always pick the thriller for the most part. Sometimes I accidentally click the wrong thing, and those are really tragic times. But I have that, and I also have, I think None of This Is True by Lisa Jewell. And so I picked up a couple more of her books. I picked up The Family Upstairs, which this one's the lowest rated out of the ones I got, but the second book to this one is rated really high, so I figured I had to read the first one first, obviously. And it's just absolutely stunning. It's a psychological thriller that follows Libby as she uncovers the dark, twisty secrets of her family's past. So that sounds awesome. Then I picked up The Night She Disappeared, because this one was rated really high. I didn't actually love the way this one sounded from the back, but here we are. Basically, Tallulah and Zach disappear after a party. 1 year after the case runs cold, a writer moves in and goes into the woods to a place called the Dark Place, and there they find a note that says simply "dig here." Could it be the young couple? What is it gonna be? It's dark and twisted, so that's exciting. This one's really pretty too. It's called Watching You by Lisa Jewell. Someone knows what you did. Melville Heights is one of the nicest neighborhoods in Bristol, England. It is not usually the sort of place where people are murdered in their own kitchens, but it is the sort of place where everyone has a secret and prying eyes lurk behind every curtain. So who has been murdered and who would have wanted one of their neighbors dead? So that's the Lisa Jewell stack, I believe. I don't think anything else is Lisa Jewell, no. And then I did pick up a Riley Sager book. I hated the first book I read by him, which was The House Across the Lake. It was horrible. And then I borrowed a book, and I borrowed The Only One Left, and that book was phenomenal. So I was talking to my friend Kirsten, and she suggested this one, and it is called Home Before Dark. Sager is a master of twists and turns. You have to read to the very last page to find out who did what and to whom and why. So this is Maggie and her parents, Ewan and Jess, move into Banbury Hall. It's an estate in Vermont. And then 3 weeks later, they fled in the dead of the night, an ordeal Ewan later recounted in a nonfiction book titled House of Horrors. Maggie is restoring old homes. I feel like I've heard about this one. She's trying to restore the old home, but like it's like a spooky house, like a haunted house book. Then I did buy 2 Frida McFadden books. I bought The Housemaid's Secret, which I've read The Housemaid, loved it, so I bought the second one. And then The Coworker, I just honestly bought it because I wanted another Frida McFadden. I have 2 books that I'm looking for hers. I can just buy them on Amazon. They're on my wish list, but figured I would look for them. One's suggested by my friend Madison, and one's suggested by Andrea's mother-in-law. So, but they didn't have either of them, so I picked this one up, and it says 2 women, an office filled with secrets, one terrible crime that they can't take back. It's called Coworker. And then we're into the, oh no, this one I also borrowed from Andrea. I lied. This was called Someone We Know. This is a very difficult letter to write. I hope you will not hate us too much. My son broke into your home recently while you were out. Maybe you don't know your neighbors as well as you do, but you never know what they're really capable of. So that's interesting. That's by Sherry Lapina. And then it's so funny because of the 4 books I bought at Half Price Books, Andrea had 3 of them, so I didn't even need to buy them, but it was too late at that point. So the first one I picked up was The Girl on the Train by Paula Hawkins, which is the first book to Into the Water by Paula Hawkins. So every day is the same. Rachel takes the same commuter train every morning and night. Every day she rattles down the track, flashes past a stretch of cozy suburban homes, and stops at the signal that allows her to daily watch the same couple breakfasting on their deck. She's even started to feel like she's known them, Jess and Jason. She calls them. Their life as she sees is perfect, not unlike a life she recently lost. Until today, and then she sees something shocking. It is only a minute until the train moves on, but it is enough. Now everything has changed. Unable to keep it to herself, Rachel goes to the police, but is she really as unreliable as they say? Soon she is deeply entangled not only in the investigation, but the lives of everyone involved. Has she done more harm than good? And then this is like the second part to this book. So got those. Then I picked up The Maid by Nita Prose, a book YouTuber. Her name is Haley Barber. She recently read this and she was going through a reading slump, and then this book is like one that helped her get back into reading, and she was really good. Dead body is one mess she can't clean up on her own. So picked that up. And the final book I picked up is The Shadows by Alex North. And this one is about, I actually read this one to Chris last night. It is about a kid named Charlie Crabtree. Everybody knows a kid like this with a dark imagination, a sinister smile, always on the outside of the group. Everybody suspects he could do something awful, and then he does. He murders somebody. And the main character, Paul, remembers the case well because him and Charlie were friends as well as the victim. Paul's mom is suffering with dementia, and then one day she's really distressed and insisted that there's something in the house and someone following him. And then the most unsettling thing about the awful day 25 years ago, it wasn't the murder, it was the fact that Charlie Crabtree was never seen again. So, this is my new stack of books to add to the TBR. What do you guys think? Have you read any of these? Let me know your thoughts and feelings about them, or let me know what your thoughts and feelings are about this stack that I'm getting rid of. Do you agree with my choices? Do you think I'm making a mistake? Let me know down below. But thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you do not, then, well, give it a thumbs down, because either way you're helping out my channel. Comment down below, subscribe if you have not already, and I'll see you in the next one.